Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be moving through another compact, hopefully within 30-minute practice. It's all going to be focusing on opening up through the upper body, so a lot of heart opening and lift from the upper spine. You don't need any props for our practice today unless you usually like to use a block. I recommend you have it at the top of your mat. And we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. So today we're going to be starting in a seated position. Ground yourself down, nice tall spine, and take a few moments, take a couple of deep breaths here without controlling them like we are going to in a moment, but just and close the eyes and connect with that natural rhythm. So sometimes just taking those little in and out breaths allow us to better connect with our natural breath, to be able to feel it a little more deeply, and to center our attention. Slowly begin controlling and deepening, building upon the breath, expanding your inhales and lengthening out the exhale. Three more of these deep breaths. Slowly connecting again with that natural rhythm. And you can flutter open the eyes. We're going to begin our movement by rolling out through the shoulders. So inhale, shoulders come up to the ears. And exhale, slide them down and back. The bottom of the exhale will reverse the direction. The bottom of the next exhale will begin to alternate. Still moving nice and slow. And reverse. Finding stillness. Go ahead and shake out the arms. And I'm going to give you a moment maybe to pause the video. I know I said no props, but if you want to have one or two blocks or a bolster for at the very end, we're going to be putting it underneath the spine. Just wanted to throw that out there. So from here, we're going to take inhale, reach the arms behind, grasping fingertips. Shoulders roll down and back as we reach the fists to the back of the room. Belly is pulling up underneath. Take a breath in, extend long through the spine. Exhale, we're going to begin to fold forward toward the feet. Keep the head lifted. And as we fold, you may begin to roll up into the shoulders, nice and slow, deepening that stretch. Belly is strong as we inhale to come up. Reach the arms back. And exhale, release, reverse the cross of the feet. Inhale, arms come back. Grasping opposite fingers, reaching to the back of the room. Long spine, belly engaged as we exhale, folding. Perhaps rolling into the shoulders. And inhale to come up. Left hand to the mat. Inhale, right reaches up and over for a side bend. Big extension here. Maybe we look up to that elbow. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, right hand down and reach over with the left. Inhale, reach up, both hands. Exhale, hands to the heart. Go ahead and bring the legs out in front of you. Give them a nice little wiggle. Move any flesh of the bottom out of the way so you can feel the pelvis tilting forward. We're gonna take some rounding folds here. We do this a lot in my practice. Flex your feet. You can have a soft bend to the knees, and then as we start to move, begin to straighten the legs just a little bit. So inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale, extend, fold, round down. Take a full breath here over the legs. Hands framing the legs. Inhale, drag the hands to the hips, rounding the spine up, shoulders to the ears. Exhale, shoulders down the back. We're going to do that 5 more times with the full breath in the fold. So inhale, reach. Exhale, extend, coming down, full breath here. Rounding up. Exhale, shoulders down. Full breath. Rounding up. Shoulders down. Coming up. Shoulders down. 2 more times. Full breath in the fold. Round it up. Shoulders down. Last time, straighten the legs a little bit more. And fold. Full breath. Rounding up. Shoulders down. Right into staff. Setting up for a reverse plank. Fingertips forward, framing the hips. Point the toes. Not locking the arms. As we inhale, press into the hands, lifting the hips. Bring the toes down a little bit closer to the mat if you can. Squeeze the bum. Breathe in and exhale to lower. Bring the feet toward the hips and then come right into a tabletop position. A few circles up and around the wrists. Hold down while I adjust my mat. Sorry about that. So circling up and around the hands. Both directions, just to stretch out the wrists today. Come to the top of the left hand, circle it around, and shake it out. And the top of the right hand, circle around, and shake it out. Back in table, move through 5 cat-cows. Inhale through cow, expanding. Exhale, rounding, squeezing in cat. One more time. Exhale. Inhale, back through table. We're going to walk the knees back and start to walk the hands forward to come into an extended puppy. So grip into the hands like you would for downward facing dog, into the palms of the hands. And as you take a breath in, as you exhale, start melting the heart toward the mat. Bring the elbows closer. You can keep your gaze forward. If you're not reaching your chest all the way down, you can look down toward the mat. Arms are active. Nice big stretch in the upper spine. Belly is still engaged but not clenching. As we get ready to come up, really press into the hands. Inhale, lift the torso. And start to scoot the hands back under the shoulders. Exhale, right into cat. Inhale, table, tuck the toes. Walk the hands a step or two in front. Exhale, downward facing dog. Belly pressing to the thighs. Release the head. Pedal out the feet. Finding stillness. On an inhale, come high on the toes, rippling the spine forward to plank, shoulders over the wrists. Strong belly. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Hands under the shoulders, tops of the feet, press down as we inhale through cobra. Squeeze the elbows in. Breathing. Exhale, lower it down. Forearms to the mat, elbows under the shoulders, setting up for Sphinx. So keep your gaze down to the mat to start and walk the hips back just a little bit. There's a little extra space in the spine we're going to create here. Roll the shoulders down and back. And then as we inhale, we're going to pull the heart forward, looking forward and acting as though we're dragging the hands back. So big extension. Squeeze the bum a little bit. Breathing. Inhale one more time. Exhale, softening down. Bend the knees. We'll drop the feet from side to side. Extend the legs back, tuck the toes. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale to table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Look back at the feet. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, bend the knee, shifting your weight forward, foot between the hands. Left knee grounds for the low lunge. Making sure the right knee is stacking over the ankle. Come to fingertips, find your balance, squeezing the legs into the center. We're going to bring the hands to the hips. Press those hip bones forward. Find your balance. Roll the shoulders down and back. We're going to keep that pressing forward of the hips as we lift the chest and start to pull the shoulders backwards, elbows squeezing into the center. A lot of balance here. Take it easy. Keeping the core with you. We're not dropping the head. We're looking up. We're tucking the chin to the chest. Inhale, lift the heart up, come to neutral. Exhale, hands down. Scoot the toes forward, breathe in. Exhale, half split, fold and straighten that right. Fold down and straighten that right leg, sorry. Inhale, back to that low lunge. Tuck the left toes. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking back at the feet. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bend the knee, shifting forward. Foot between the hands, right knee grounds for that low lunge. Inhale to fingertips. Activate the legs, activate the core, and slowly bring the hands to the hips. Find your balance, find the breath. Hands pressing the hips forward, elbows squeezing together, shoulders pulling back as we lift the heart. And then exhale, a little back bend here. Squeeze into the bum, find your balance. You don't have to go back too far. Inhale, reach the heart up, back to neutral. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, scoot the left toes forward. And exhale, half split, left leg straightens, and we fold ourselves down, stretch out those low back muscles. Inhale, back to that low lunge, tuck the right toes. Next breath in, lift that right knee. And exhale, step forward to the top of the mat, folding over the feet. Bend deeply into the knees, grab opposite elbows. Sway from side to side, let gravity release the spine. And find stillness, release the arms. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Big breath in as we roll up to stand. Arms come out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to take a standing back bend here. So finding mountain, you can have the little feet just maybe a little bit wider than normal. Soft bend to the knees. So we want to have some buoyancy in the legs. If you have an advanced back bend practice, you can do this with the arms reaching up. I'm going to do this with the hands on the hips to guide you. So roll those shoulders down and back, just like in our low lunge. Hands are behind the hips, and we're going to start to press them forward. So I'm not really worried about pulling my shoulders back just yet. It's going to start to naturally happen as my hips press forward. A soft bend to the knees. And then there's going to come a moment where you're pressing so far forward that your knees are coming forward. We don't want that to happen. That's when we need to start to pull the upper body back. We want to do so by puffing the heart to the ceiling. And as those hips press forward, shoulders reach back. Breathing. The heart is staying lifted here. Squeeze the elbows together. Squeeze a little bit into the bum. Strong glutes as we inhale, lifting the chest up. And exhale, folding forward, widen out the feet. Release between the legs, allow that low back to stretch. Grab opposite elbows, sway from side to side. We're doing one more variation before we wind down. Find stillness, hands to the mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step the knees back to table. We're going to be coming into camel. If you're working on a hard surface underneath your mat, you can fold it over for a little extra cushion. You can take your block or blocks, one block between the ankles, or two blocks, one on each side of the outside of the ankles, or you can tuck the toes with the heels lifted. I'm going to do this version. So we're standing on the knees, hands to the hips to start. Press those hips forward so that they're stacking over the knees, and that's going to allow you to squeeze in the glutes. Shoulders roll down and back, and you're going to automatically feel that lift in the chest. If the low back is feeling pretty tender, just stay right here, focusing on pressing the hips forward. If you'd like to continue, elbows squeeze together, glutes engage. Again, we're lifting the heart as the shoulders pull back. The belly is not clenching, but the core is strong. Hands can stay on the hips. Maybe they come down to the blocker blocks, or hands to the heels. Lift the heart, pull the shoulders back, smile. Maybe the tops of the feet flatten down. Big stretch. Don't let the head drop. And as we get ready to come up, hands come back to the hips. Squeeze the bum. Lift the heart. Inhale. Right into child's pose. Hands come forward nice and slow. Widen out the knees. Big toes together. Bum to the heels. Melt the heart between the legs. Look toward the hands. Walk both hands over to the right. Getting a stretch through the left side body. Heart is still melting to the mat. Breathe in and out. Inhale, walk through center. And exhale, hands walk to the left. Right side body gets a good stretch. Breathe in and out. Walking back through center. Plant the palms. On an inhale, we'll drag the hands back toward the body, rounding the spine up. Exhale, shoulders down the back. And we'll bring the feet forward. So this is where I invite you to have a bolster or your blocks. We're going to be coming down. I'm going to use my bolster. Get nice and comfy here. But if you want to come down and lay over a block, we're going to have it horizontally across the back, just underneath the shoulder bones. To lift the heart. You can also take another block under the head if that's going to be too intense. If you're like me and want to use a pillow or a bolster, we'll start with it right at the base of the spine. Come to your half boat position. And as we exhale to roll ourselves back and down, releasing the spine over block or bolster. Once you're resting down here, you can relax the legs. And you may be feeling a little tense or tight in the low back. So really focusing the breath on releasing from those muscles. And this can be a strange concept because it's not like we are consciously palpating or clenching them. But those big stretches we just did might have tightened them up a little bit. So just directing the breath to the base of the spine to release. We're going to take 5 big breaths in this position. After your 5th exhale, roll to one side. Gently move the block or bolster out from under you and come back flat on the mat. Take a couple of breaths here to neutralize the spine. And we're going to end off with a nice gentle twist. So tucking the knees into the chest. Give them a good squeeze. Feel the low back flat to the mat, widening out. Rock a little bit from side to side. Massaging those muscles. And then come to stillness. Let the arms fall open. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knees to the left. Nice and slow. You can wedge a block under between them if you need, so the shoulder stays grounded. And breathe and release here. Inhale and move through center. Exhale, knees to the right. Ground the shoulders and let go. One more time, we'll inhale through center. And as we get ready to come into Savasana, I invite you to take maybe that bolster underneath your knees. You can do Savasana with knees bent, knees together, and feet wide. Or, one of my personal favorites, legs up the wall, if you have a wall available. This is just going to help release any residual tension from the low back, as well as get you a nice little inversion to end your practice. So finding whatever Savasana is going to look like for you and settling into it. With knees up the wall, you can have a soft bend to the knees, or legs up the wall, you can have a soft bend to the knee, the feet fairly close together so that that low back is flat to the mat. Arms can be out to the side. If you're in a regular Savasana, tuck the shoulder blades under, relaxing the belly and beginning to surrender. Take a few deep, controlled breaths here. And as we end off this practice, I invite you to stay in Savasana for as long as you'd like. Maybe it allows you to come into a brief meditation before you go about the rest of your day. But I'd like to thank you for joining me in your practice today. I look forward to next time. Namaste.